So firstly, good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. My name's Lily Williams and I'm the Partnerships Manager at BGL. Today I'm joined by Alonso. He is the Head of Product at AuditCover. AuditCover is an innovative insurance provider specializing in tax audit insurance and seamlessly integrated with various accounting platforms via advanced API solutions. AuditCover has been protecting SMSFs, self-managed super funds, businesses and individuals against tax audit risks for several years, ensuring peace of mind for clients across Australia. AuditCover's integration tools help accountants and advisors offer comprehensive audit protection services more quickly and efficiently. Before we do get started, I will just cover some general housekeeping. So firstly, today's session will be recorded. So if you do miss anything or you do need to jump off early, you will receive a link so you can watch this at a later date. And we also pop our partner webinars onto the BGL YouTube channel so you can watch this in the future. We do have the Q&A function available. So if you've got any questions, you can pop them in there. And we've got an AuditCover rep online as well, answering questions that are non-product related. So anything product related, you can use the Q&A, you can use the chat, and we can keep this really light and interactive so we can just answer any questions as we go. So Alonso, I'll hand it over to you to kick things off.
Thanks, Lily. First of all, thank you so much for hosting this event. Good morning to everybody. I'm really excited to share with everybody what we do at AuditCover. So I thought maybe just take a step back and give a little bit of a context of what is AuditCover. So as Lily was saying, AuditCover helps practices, accounting firms to streamline the process to offer their clients tax audit insurance. So, and our DNA really is about making two things. One is making your life easier by streamlining a lot of the admin work. And two, helping your clients to make an informed decision if tax audit insurance is relevant for them. So in a nutshell, AuditCover is a referral model. So what that means? Well, it means that we're shifting the way for accountants to go in a journey to offer the clients tax audit insurance. And as I said before, it's just giving that opportunity for the clients to consider if tax audit insurance is relevant. And how we have done that is through a platform. It's a platform that enables you as a practice to bring your clients across in your system and offer tax audit insurance. So why is it so relevant to bring that context? Well, because we have BGL. BGL is a fundamental play in the market, specifically for SMSF, but also for other entities, which it aligns with AuditCover in a way that I will share with you a little bit later about how AuditCover connects with BGL, and we can streamline the process while keeping in mind really saving that amount of time that it might take you with other type of solutions out of the market that might be more manual and kind of streamline the whole process. So I might just start sharing my screen and we can just go through the experience. And as Lily was saying, please jump in at any time. You might have any questions. We can go through. So this is your portal or system in BGL. You might see your Connect tab, and this is where you have all your connections in BGL, and one of them is going to be AuditCover. So just to kick off, that's the way you can connect with us. You can just click connect. You will go to a landing page where post webinar we will share with you the link so you can have a look and have more familiarized with that. But that is the journey, how you get through that. So once you go through that journey of signing through BGL, you will land in a screen like this. And this screen, what it does is telling you to add your clients through BGL. And what is important to know is that this integration applies for any entity that is in BGL. So this is your super funds or SMSF. It can be private companies, it can be trustees, it can be partnerships, it can be individuals. So in a nutshell, it's any entities that you might have in BGL or you have in BGL. And if you want to bring that the opportunity for them to offer tax or insurance, this is a way we can go through. So as I said, the system will recognize that you have integration with BGL. And then once we click import, what is happening behind the scenes at the moment is that the system is connecting AuditCover with BGL, and we're bringing across your details across the system.
Alonso, I've just got a quick question.
Yeah.
Are you able to just quickly go through like the benefit of the integration with BGL's Simple Fund 360?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the main benefits is that we're streamlining the process of obtaining a quote for your clients. Forget about those old days that you need to complete a form, or you need to call someone else to complete their quote for you, or your client needs to complete the quote for you. It just requires a lot of admin work. So one of the main key benefits is low admin as much as we can. We're streamlining the whole process. And the bottom line of this is, look, we already have some insights from your BGL data, client details, that we can use to generate a quote for your client. So it's really reducing that admin work for your client. So if I need to describe it, it's really that efficiency in a way.
Yeah.
So that can be a really good point as well. Now, this is your review screen. So the review screen is, as I said before, this is after you have imported your clients in the review screen, and the best way I can describe the review screen is your working sheet. So here's where you're going to see all your clients coming from BGL. Behind the review screen, in AuditCover, we have a lot of grouping rules. So we can split the SMSF, and we can split the trustees when applicable. And we have done that is just to make your life easier, basically. So doesn't matter where it comes from BGL, we start streamlining the different details in your clients across the review screen. So I might just go through quickly. As you can see, we have different what we call buckets. And what does this mean is that in each bucket, your details of your clients will be shown in each bucket in accordance to what is relevant for AuditCover. So clients that are sitting in quotes to approve, for example, these are your clients that have all the information that we need to create a quote. And from AuditCover, really, we just need really basic information to create a quote, such as the state. So what is the location of the trustee or the SMSF, any entities related to that, and as well email address. An email address is very important for us because that's the way you can provide your clients an option to obtain tax audit insurance. And as you move ahead, you got another groupings, or sorry, another buckets we call suggested groupings. This is, as I said before, we have some rules behind the scenes that it just help us to connect what entities are related to what group. And you might have from BGL some clients that are missing, from my side, some missing information. So this is really the working sheet. This is the way we can help you to clean your data. So as we might know, we have a lot of practices that they use BGL, but also using a practice management software. So this can be your Xero, this can be your Maya, your Handysoft. So what we have done actually, specifically for BGL Superfund 360, is that we have enabled them to bring across as well the clients from the practice management software to enrich the client's details from BGL. So I'm just gonna show how they might look. So we can imagine that you might have your Xero. Just gonna do it again. And
do you send prompts, Alonso, for missing information or alerts?
yes, that's a really good point. So our system will flag any missing information that is needed from our site.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said, it might be the case that you have a super fund sitting in BGL that is missing some key information. Our system will be able to bring across that details and flag to the client that we need that information. So that is highly relevant because one, you have some clearance of what details are missing, but also give you the ability to connect through your Xero, or even you have Handysoft or Maya, any other software that you might be using in your practice, you can use that as a baseline, if that makes sense. So that's why, for BGL, this is highly relevant because, again, as we started the conversation, it's really streamlining the process for the accounting to offer the clients the possibility to have tax audit insurance.
What if there's 2 email addresses?
Yeah, that's a good point. So if that's a good point. So if there's 2 email addresses, you mean in BGL or in?
Yeah, how will it know which one to bring in?
Yeah, that's a good point. So we always choose the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, we just pick the first one. But ironically, raising to your point, we might have a match in Xero. So we will match what an email address is related to. But let's say that in Xero is the second email address, we still use BGL as a source of truth, if that makes sense. So we will keep the first email address. So as I said, once you might have imported your client's details, I said we have the enriched functionality. And this is where pretty much what you were saying, Lily, like what happens if, some information is missing. So I just gonna run through an example. So, let's say that this sample audit superfund came from BGL. And this is a client, and you can see, well, we have all this information that is mandatory coming from BGL, but it's missing a state. And it's missing a nice to have, like, who is your manager and who is your partner for this client. So we have the ability, as I said, that we can use any accounting practice software. We can use Xero. So you can connect Xero with our system. And we give you the autonomy to decide what actually you want to do. Do you want to just complete the missing information that, as you were saying, Lily, we know that it's missing for your BGA clients? Or you can go, well, I actually want to complete the missing information from a BGO clients, but also I just want to bring all my clients from the Xero because I do want to offer them as well tax audit insurance. You can do that. So by just simply clicking import, now it's bringing across your Xero client. So I'm gonna just wait for a couple of seconds. Now the system is connecting with your Xero. As I said, if it's not your Xero as well, you can do your Handysoft or your Maya. So you might remember that the one that it was missing state is now bringing across the state, and now it's showing who is the partner and who is the manager. So this is a simple example of like, oh, okay, this is actually the magic that is happening with BGO and AuditCover. We're really trying to enrich and complete all the details for you. So once you're happy with this, you can literally click this approve. And you can see this only showing now 1 approve. And the approve bucket is really the quotes that you are happy or ready to include into a campaign, because that's how AuditCover works. We create campaigns for your clients. So, there's other functionalities as well that are kind of relevant and a lot of the practices love, such as this one, which is approve all. As I said, quotes to approve are literally all the details, tick all the boxes from my side. They come in directly from your practice management software and BGL. You all might just be happy to approve all these quotes and include it into a campaign. We also have the ability, I know there's some practices in according to some seasonality of audits, let's say for the ATL, there might be some targeting around SMSF, for example. We have seen that a couple months ago. So user practice might go, look, I do rather maybe just launch a campaign for my SMSF. You can do that. And you have all your clients' details sitting here, you can have a filter that allows you to filter only your SMSF. So that way you can just say, okay, well, I just want to work with my SMSF and just create a quote for the SMSF in my campaign. You can do that. So it really comes to the flexibility of our system to adjust and how you run your practice. So once I have approved a quote, the next step is to design a campaign email. And I'm pretty excited to share this because this is a completely new fresh that we have just created for the portal. And it's really coming back to how we all started the conversation about how we can make the life easier, how we can streamline the process. So this is the way you can now send a quote to your client. So now what we're looking at here is the details of how you can create a campaign. And we can split that by 2 sections, your details and your clients. The details, as you can see, if I click edit, this is already a message, the default message that your clients will see. So to your client, and you can see the details. But you might go, you know what, actually, I want to change my message. Well, we have a whole template library. So you can see the library of messages that we have, and we also have categories. So might be related to ATL updates, and you go, I might use a focus area post-COVID, or might use a different one. So it really gives that autonomy to the practice about what is the tone, what is the message that you want to bring across. And that's really important for us because as I said, something that's really important for us at AuditCover is to have your clients to make an informed decision. And one of the things we have learned that is around as well, what are the communication that goes through your client? So as I said, we have the flexibility so you can change the message. Something that a lot of practices at the moment loves about this feature is as well that you can see how it's going to look for your clients. So you always have a preview mode. So you can see exactly how this is going to look for your clients. And typically a lot of practices as well goes like, well, I just want to send a test email. I just want to see how it looks. Well, you can do that. We have some practices that might have different stakeholders. So they need to go through maybe 2 or 3 people just to be happy with the message. Well, we can put here Lily at BGL, right? And Lily will get an email as well. So this is a nice functionality because it gives that flexibility and autonomy so you can share how the message is going to look, the tone, and how it's going to feel and look. So once you're happy with this as well, you can even you can name your campaign. So we can call it BGL first campaign. This is my first campaign, and this is my clients is just looking at this, not me. Before I just continue, I just want to know if there's any questions so far at the moment.
I've just got one, Alonso. With this campaign, can we launch this in batches and do multiple at once?
That is a really good question. So yes, we can do batches. So as I said before, sometimes the practices, they want to just do batches. And there might be a couple of reasons. It might be because, they have literally thousands of clients.
Yeah.
Or 2, they go like, as I said, well, we're a little bit of, we know what is going on with audits at the moment. We just want to push a little bit further for SMSF. You can do that, and you have the flexibility. So it's pretty common sometimes now with practices, specifically the mid-tier large, that might do, okay, well, I'm just going to do a batch of 10 quotes or 100 quotes, or I might just want to do private company and my trust. And in 2 weeks, I just want to do individuals because I want to have a heavy focus about investment properties, which is typically an audit coming for individuals. So that is the batches. And even as I said before, there's no limit of campaign. So literally you can, have 5 campaigns, 20 clients each if you want. It comes back to the flexibility, how you run the practice and what makes sense for you. Because we know that each practice is different, right? Like, last week we were having a chat with a practice and they were just launching one campaign because that's what it works for them. But another practice might have completely different organization and structure, and having but batches, it just makes sense for them. And a good example of a batch is what I'm doing at the moment. I just create a campaign with one client that's for an SMSF, because that might be exactly what I just want. I just want to have 10, 20 clients specifically for SMSF, and I want to customize that message for those SMSF clients that might have been trustees within that SMSF. So as I said, this is the screen where we can see the message, who is signing off the message. And once we're happy with this, we can send. And we even give you that ability, that autonomy. You can send it now or schedule for later. Now, there's a couple of things here which is important to just give you a little bit of insight of why we have done it this way. We realized that between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. is the best time to send campaigns. And it's coming back to about how a whole model is to optimize the possibility to have your clients insured. So we even optimize the amount of times and reminders that are accurate to get your clients on the board to get tax or insurance, which as well I will share a little bit later. You can customize as well, or you can send it now if you like. And schedule for later, we realize that it's working for those practices that it might be the case that they're already running some messages across the whole database. So they don't want to maybe to spam the clients. So they go, okay, well, maybe, this week we're going to already send a lot of emails. We might just do this in 2 weeks in advance, but we just want to lock in. So again, it's coming back to what works for the practice. So in this case, I'm just going to send it now for the sake of the demo. And once again, we have a little review and confirm. So you can see the schedule for now, the message that is going to go through, which you've been happy, which email was being sent from, and who is signature. And it's going to be appearing in that email address. So once I'm happy, I'm just going to click send campaign. So what have just happened is that the campaign has been successfully launched to your clients, which you can see here in the step, which are the clients that they have. And in this details screen, you can see that we have stages. And stages pretty much in a nutshell is the reminders that your clients will get. And again, this is already been optimized in accordance to what we have learned, what works better for campaigns. But again, we have partners that actually like to include more reminders. There's some partners that we might remove one reminder, and that's completely fine. We have the flexibility. I think what is important, again, is to see what is your end goal, how you like to communicate with your clients. And I think from AuditCover, we're really open to always figure out what works for you as well and for the practice. And this is a good example as well with the stages. So from here is literally you're done and dusted, because your clients read an email. The clients would read the email, which is something like this. You can see there's been completely personalized because of, thankfully, to BGL data is coming through. And even if you want to even push that even further for customization and personalization, you can bring your practice management software to enrich, complete all the details missing, and your clients will get a completely pre-filled quote. And then we'll just click here, pay now. And then we'll go to AuditCover website, purchase a policy. And now typical questions that come is like, well, what happens if my client have questions? Like, how does that work? Well, one of the key points from AuditCover is to remove all the burner that the accountants might have. So one of the things we have in our system is that only clients that are going through this process that will get a quote. We have functionalities in AuditCover artificial intelligence bot. And we're pretty excited because that actually really helping a lot of clients to make more informed decisions and reducing the accountant's admin to go through that question. So it's pretty interesting because people are asking like, what is tax or insurance? What is covered? What is not covered? Do I have to pay an excess? And this is pretty good questions. And our system has been created in a way that we create a personalized experience so your clients get all these questions. And again, sometimes that experience will not work for all your clients, and that's okay. And that's why also we have a number, 1-300 number. So, our team is more than happy to call your clients, or they give us a call and we go through the journey with them and help them to make an informed decision. So again, as you can see, the whole end-to-end experience is really about giving the ability for BGL clients using Simplifund 360 to enable them to make it really simple steps to offer the clients tax or insurance.